Urban farming. Detroit's best-kept secret is as silent as the plants that make up the urban and community gardening projects. Although the actual urban farming aspect is not exactly the secret, it is a sense of togetherness and community it creates for the people who participate in its cycle. From the grower to the markets to the table, this hidden treasure of Detroit is sprouting up, like the plants it grows all throughout the Metro Detroit area. What is urban farming exactly? Aside from the produce it generates, urban farming is about more than growing crops. It's about creating community, meeting people on this earth through the earth. But most importantly, it's about bettering our city through cooperation and hard work.
We had access to vacant, blighted land, and in working with residents in the neighborhood, we figured out that a community garden would be an extra amenity to retain our residents in the neighborhood, but at the same time help try and build community within the Midtown District.
With a garden like this, you have members from the community that live in the surrounding area. You have organizations that have taken up plots, and they may have not come together were it not for the opportunity to garden in a location like this.
Upon entering a community garden, people begin to talk with one another and learn from each other, not only about gardening, but about different cultures and life experiences. This homey attitude is the sort that could help Detroit turn around.
The benefits that you receive from the garden, just utilizing that empty space and making it a nice, beautiful, productive area that the whole neighborhood can enjoy.
As people become more involved with the process of urban farming, their health benefits increase exponentially. Not only are people eating better, they are getting active outside tending to their plots. The producers here are specifically growing organic crops that are not transported across the country, but down the road to various markets, where the consumers are then paying less money for fresher foods.
We're blessed to have a farm a mile to 3 miles away from the farmers market, from the restaurants, and from customers. So unlike the other folks down there, they had to come in probably about an hour and a half from upstate to truck their stuff in. And that's usually what most farmers do. They spend a lot of time on the road.
This adds to the health benefits in that people are able to purchase healthier foods more affordably, helping slash poor diets and obesity.
We, of course, when we're dealing with the big picture about obesity and food systems, it's key to educating people about eating healthy, and then looking at our economy and where our food comes from and understanding where our food comes from, what's in our foods. The urban agricultural movement is part and parcel to that whole understanding.
Urban farms are not limited to horticulture. Several farms around Detroit are integrating livestock and even bees into their farming process.
Adding, bees and animals to create that biodiversity so I can have a relationship with nature. So I receive fertilizer from the animals, I receive pollination from the bees. That all ties into a farming experience for me.
Bees are critical to any environment, and one of the advantages of honeybees is that if you have bees in an environment, the more bees you have, the more flowers, the more fruit, the more nuts, the more vegetables. And also when we get more flowers and blooms and plants, we get more green, we get cleaner air.
This biodiversity adds a variety of outputs into the community. This also adds to the self-sustainability of the farm and ultimately Detroit. The production cycle for urban farming arouses a sense of pride, as well as a feeling of ease, knowing that these crops are made locally and by individuals the community can trust.
Because I sell to my neighbors, I sell to my friends. We can simultaneously change our eating habits and produce a new small army of entrepreneurs in this city if we allow ourselves to take risks.
Large corporations present fear and are not trusted like the community farmers local Detroiters talk to each day. This cycle adds to the economic development of Detroit in that the money is staying here along each part of the cycle to flourish.
There's the opportunity to farm more, to service our own restaurants, so we have control over the materials that we use. It also kind of brings vitality back into the city by having farming here, At the same time, there's a lot of other issues that are brought up. Being in an urban environment, there are generally higher levels of lead and arsenic in the soil here that we need to be careful about when we're growing food in Detroit. So it's not an easy win-win situation. There's a lot of work that's still involved in making urban agriculture a part of Detroit.
What people are pulling from this process is extremely beneficial. A healthier diet, a little money in the locals' pockets, and a strong sense of community across the board is a beautiful growth to be observed, like the vegetables in the garden.
In a city that once was, known for, the cars and, the Motor City and music, just utilizing the space that was, once used as homes for people, and now a productive environment that people can come and eat healthy vegetables. We're definitely just showing what's possible and what Detroit is capable of.
If you're interested in volunteering for an urban farm or would like to support local farmers, please contact some of the following. Urban farming. This is one secret you shouldn't keep.